For those of you joining, yes, this is recorded. It's playing into YouTube. And if it's not, it's still recorded and you'll get a replay. Don't worry about that. Phil, welcome, man. How are you?
Hey, Tristan, it's been a long time. I've been great. How have you been?
Good, good. We've got an exciting topic. Some people feel like websites are no longer a thing, specifically the IDX piece. And I'm like, are you guys crazy? So I'm glad you're with me on this.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun chat. I definitely have been seeing that a bit myself, and I'm kind of taken back. I think it's a really weird question sometimes. What do you feel about it, Tristan?
Yeah, man, I think it's ridiculous, actually. It's like saying, well, you know what? Zillow doesn't need a website anymore. Forget that they even have properties on there. Redfin, they don't need a website either. No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Homes.com, why did they just get bought by CoStar? It's ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing out there. In fact, we use it all the time. Most of our emails have the highest open ratio when we send out properties, so people can look at our IDX. And anytime we're on social and we talk about properties, we're like, just search for more properties up here on my link. So I'm with you, Phil. Where do we start with this?
Yeah, well, I think as you just mentioned yourself, when we look at the value, what it's been over the years, you just mentioned it as well. You see all these other companies out there still pushing forward, and of course, it's something that we should keep ourselves. So I just don't understand the whole idea of why it's not important anymore. Maybe we should like talk about what is the IDX website? Maybe there's some people out there using Lofty that don't necessarily have one yet.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? It's a great idea, man. Please do that.
yeah,
And then if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat or in the Q&A. We will get to them.
for sure, for sure. So I think it's really good to think about the IDX websites as what they are now when you have one. If people, when we're looking for a home right now, like on myself, when I'm looking for a home on Google, people's websites like Zillow, Redfin, all those kind of show up. Of course, Lofty websites show up as well. They're your backbone of really what it is to have your online presence. I think definitely when we move into the more future of selling homes and buying and selling homes, we can see that your website no longer is just like this business card for you. It's going to be this full like brick and mortar store really that's just going to be here on the internet. The IDX websites allow for this. They're just a way to present your MLS data to be able to see what you've sold, what you have available on the market, be able to see your great areas and be able to pick out the best home that fits for the end user. And especially for a Lofty user, it's a great way to be able to display your portfolio of what you've worked on and all the information that there is available from your own MLS.
Yeah, man. I very easy and good explanation. I'll give you a story when it fits in about
Sure,
IDX just the last weekend. It's only a few days.
sure.
So keep going, keep going.
Yeah, sure. No, so I think it's really good to think about why the IDX fees are important. One of my mentors, back from a previous role, his name is Jason Linder. He recently said on a podcast, um, we're no longer in this information age. We're in this age of answers. And I feel like that when we're pushing this new context of, especially in a post NAR kind of world that we're living in, it's really good to be able to display all the information out there, but not display it as information, but answers. Like this is the best home for you. This is the best information for you. And especially more so for a Lofty user, when we have so many different tools and make it available for a person to capture those leads and get the best kind of results that are needed for your end users, whether it's seeing what houses the agent has sold before in the past and being like, hey, this is a great fit for me. I can't wait to work with this user or this agent, or whether it's using seeing the best kind of home there is for the end user as well. So there's just a bunch of way to give the end user the answers and no longer just give them a bunch of information. And especially with Lofty, you're able to really curate the answers for the user.
Perfect. There's a quick question that involves what you're talking about. When we're looking at properties, does this also include land sales as well? I know it does for us in Malibu because we have got a lot of land for sale.
For
Kelly
sure.
says, we're more of a land, ranch, farm, recreational pursuits kind of real estate company. Does IDX work for land sales?
It's really dependent on your MLS in the end. So one thing about the IDX websites, they are 100% going to be MLS based. The information pulls on from there, of course. And if your IDX allows for land sales and that sort of information, we can help accommodate that. If it's not available from there, the cool thing about Lofty is that we can accommodate what we call manual listings, and you can actually build those out yourself. You can provide information such as user guides to give more information, whether it's in a PDF file or other kind of things. You can load photos and you can get more extensive information in the manual listing if you're wanting to, of course, if your MLS allows it, but also allows you to put as much information as needed.
I like that, man. I like it. All right, keep going. I see two questions there. The same question. We'll get to it in a little tiny bit.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's really good to talk about what else that there is. So for an IDX feed, why it's important, it's the best way for lead capture. The majority of users that have that relationship with their end user base, they do it through property alerts. It's not more so a user or like a drip campaign or other additional information that they may send to the user, whether it's texting or anything like that. It's all about the property alerts. My relationship with my realtor right now is all through the property alerts. And during Thanksgiving, he likes to send me a little voucher for a pumpkin pie. So, but it's mostly through the property alerts, and I think that's always the best way to help curate that connection with your end users.
I agree, man. I like that.
So we also have other tools that help the IDX feed. So we have other features such as home reports that help give good information about the location. This is great for sellers to give like additional information for the area, seeing what current mortgage costs would be like, and just a lot of more just pushed information. Of course, we have the market snapshot, which works in the same kind of boat that helps just help see the area, really helps inform the seller leads to giving them some really great information as well. So,
Hmm.
and these are all things that you can help automate. Home reports more so is something more hands-on. Market snapshots, though, is an automatic feature in Lofty if you want to turn it on. So as soon as you have those sellers, you can flip it on and they can help them give them some really good information.
All right, good question on this, on what you can add, the things you can put on here. Doug, Doug brings up a really good question. Will we be able to add a field for buyer agent compensation since we'll no longer have that ability in the MLS?
So this is something that we're heavily working on with as we will look at the changing landscape in the NAR lawsuit. We're
Hmm.
looking to see how best we can accommodate these. We're definitely waiting for some more dust to settle here before we make some big changes because for a lot of them it may be a little bit different. So we are actively working on making sure there's fields that people can add information that works best for this environment going forward. Definitely a lot in the works. Currently, you can't really adjust your all the fields in due to like MLS compliances. A lot of times we have to take a lot of our cues from those MLSs when it comes to changing information because we always want to make sure we're staying compliant and not getting any or not stepping on any toes with the MLS. So definitely something we're very aware of. We're trying to find the best fit for all the users, for all of our users, to make sure that they stay compliant and also at the same time can give the best information to their end users.
I like that,
So
man. Very good
yeah,
answer.
so definitely we're definitely honed in on it. We want to make sure that works and it's a good fit for all Lofty users. So if we need to see something that's more variable, we can do it. The good thing is, as Tristan, we're a super tech forward company. If we need to pivot and make some changes to make sure it's a really great fix for all the users of Lofty, we can do it pretty easily. It's a really good thing for us. So back to some really cool IDX features. One awesome thing I really like is our customizable neighborhood pages, but also our
Hmm.
featured listing areas or featured areas. Allows the user to go into their portfolio, where they work best in, their neighborhoods that they really work in, that they push into, that they're going to see most of their end users, their leads from. So definitely a really good tool to use in the IDX websites. But at the same
Hmm.
time, we also have featured areas as well that they can help curate an even better end user lead experience for those leads to come in and find exactly what a good curated location is for them. What I like to really think of is using the websites as just your full portfolio, not a business card or anything like that. Like I mentioned, it's your
Oh.
portfolio, it's your art gallery. You're using this as your brick and mortar store, people to come in, see exactly what they're going to get, and work with you directly. So it's a really good way to push that.
I like that, man. Good question. Will we ever be able to edit the property detail pages, like adding pixels to the Lofty pages, not going through the MLS?
Um, so like on the property detail itself, like on the IDX, like on the Lofty IDX websites, like adding specific pixels for each one.
Yeah. Or other th and or adding other details to the descriptions and any of that. Just enhancing.
Oh, So like I mentioned before, like if it's information coming from the MLS, we kind of like hold that a little bit tighter just because we don't want to step on any toes with the MLSs. You know, some are a little bit maybe unforgiving than others.
Yeah.
Definitely we definitely allow for users to go into those user and those listing pages and add more additional information in a block, but not edit the ones that are exactly come from there. Definitely something that we can always look into in the future as long as it stays compliant with our MLS partners.
Okay. Got it. Got it. You know what? This is a kind of a good time to ask you this because I have
Sure.
a question too. Mark's got it. Jeff's kind of including it in a similar way. Are we ever going to have a nationwide MLS through Lofty? Because you guys do have all of this access through all of the agents. Are you ever going to just turn the switch and give us the access as well?
You know, that is a question I get quite a bit, and I've heard quite a bit, a lot of. We're always looking to work better with the MLSs and try to get all the information we can. Everyone's hope and dream would be like, they can just sign up for Lofty, see where that they're a member of MLS and flip it right on. As much as I want to say we're there, but we're not. But that's something that is definitely heavily requested. I don't know the status of it yet. I know there's a lot of MLS projects going on in our product side, but I can't really say exactly where we're at on that. But I know it's a thought that's always been there. So I really hope that we can be there one day too to make it easier for users to jump into Lofty and instantly have that access.
Good answer, Phil. You practiced that one, dude.
No,
I love it. That's a
I will
very
say
correct answer. Good job.
we have a really great CSO. His name's Brian, and that's really one of his big long-term goals is having better MLS access for all of our users. So it's definitely something I've seen quite a bit of.
I like it, man. All right, continue. I'll ask you questions as they come through slowly.
Yeah, of course. So let me think here. So we have the neighborhood pages, the other customizable like neighbor featured areas. I think we can move on to like how to best optimize our IDX websites, capture leads more effectively. So I think when you come to thinking about your leads coming in, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Not perfect.
No problem,
Um,
man.
it's
Don't
all
worry.
about grabbing in uh, how your website should be more educational, like using those things such as neighborhood pages and featured areas to like show like, hey, this is what we really work on. This is what we really are good at. This is what I'm really good at selling. You should work with me for this item right here. I do this area better than anyone else. The great thing about the IDX websites are you can curate them a lot to do whatever you want. So like we mentioned before, you can have these listing detail pages, but at the bottom you can still have more of your information. You can have more links going to like, hey, look at this area too. That's super similar to this area. It's all about pushing your clients into a really good areas of you have your own personal tastes and preferences that may correlate with their own. So like I mentioned before, I really want to say it's brick and mortar, but it should be more of an art gallery, right? You're showing
Mm,
off your masterpieces. You're showing off your items that or these homes that you sold in the past or really beautiful areas in which that you work heavily in and being able to bring that kind of work in and being able to show that your end users or your leads that this is what I excel in and this is what you love, this is what I love too. Let's work together. So it's a
yeah,
really good way to be able to push, especially in this the new environment we're in, to where you can get those buyer agreements out in a really easy way. Be like, hey, look at this area that I am a master of that you want to live in. Work with me, and we can get this done together.
got it. I like that, man. I like that.
So yeah, definitely. Let's take a look here. So Yeah, I don't know if you want to add your story in there. That's really my thoughts on
Here,
that.
I'll
So,
I'll tell you what happened because it happened on, I'll tell you, Thursday of last week. So about a week, right? Today's Friday.
hmm hmm
We get a lead. We get a lead from Lofty, comes through. Her name's Susan. And like if I could show you, I would, but then YouTube will say like, hey, you can't have all that information
yeah,
up and we'll delete our video.
yeah.
But Lame Susan comes in, registered through our Lofty site and saw an open house, picked up the phone and called me. I didn't pick up the phone because I was doing a webinar. But she left me a message and she says, hey, I'd love to see this property. I'm actually heading to an appointment right now with the doctor. And then I'm like, okay, got it. So I got the voice message and texted it over to one of my agents, Zach. And Zach then called her, connected. They went to go see the property in Santa Monica. And they then decided to put in an offer at 5.7 million. This is just instant, all cash. It got accepted, seven offers, all cash. And we got accepted within 3, 4 days. Google PPC, Lofty, but it came in through the IDX. Why? Because we're showing what's available. We're showing what is open on the weekends. And more importantly, we're making it really easy for people to communicate with us because, like you're saying, we're showcasing and at the same time, we're lead capturing. So this works at every level. People are like, how'd you break into luxury, Tristan? Two ways. Google PPC, Facebook lead as is one, right? Online leads. Number two, calling expireds. But damn, Google PPC is way better, dude. It's attracting rather than me chasing. So this is why I love IDX websites.
That fits perfectly in the whole motif of this, right? So we have so many tools that help connect all these kind of stories together. You miss somebody, you're able to share that lead with another user. You're able to show open houses super easily with our IDX websites. It's even a feature you can turn off if you don't necessarily want to show them, or if you do, we give you that option. You're able to help set open houses with it. They connect fully with it. They send that information back to the MLS. At the same time, though, you can keep that information even with an iPad and have an open house, move those leads back over, start your property alerts if that wasn't the right house for the person, start drip campaigns if needed. It's all about being able to coalesce all the information together. And the great thing about Lofty is it uses that information from the IDX website, uses that information to capture that lead from that IDX website, and curates it all within your CRM, whether it's using it to make more drip campaigns or whether you're using it to show some CMA reports or anything like that. We have multiple add-ons that really help users be able to nurture those leads and grow them, including using things like our AI that are able to even talk with these users over and over, always growing that AI. They're able to help find them better listings, and they're able just to make sure that they're going to be a good lead for you as well. So it's a really great tool that helps actually grow and nurture any of those leads straight from the IDX website, but also can go all the way back to their phone and keep that relationship with via text messages and other means like a
I
chatbot on the
like that.
website.
All right, question for you.
Sure.
Alta Grace says Exit has IDX on our website. Does Lofty IDX website work together with Exit or is it separate? How can they both work together as one if possible?
The IDX website's done through Lofty. They're going to be independent of anything else. So I'm not sure if Exit is using an IDX feed from Lofty or vice versa. So I really would have to take a closer look at that question. If they are Lofty provided websites, then yeah, definitely works together all with CRM. But if they're in their own little funnel, then unfortunately there's not too much communication that happens between the two. I will say though, if you do have a third-party IDX website, first off, you probably should be using ours. It's great communication with the CRM. Definitely recommend it. It's a great cost. But at the same time, there's a lot of features out there, including our open API and other things that can help connect people's websites or even email parsing to help people get those leads into their CRM without losing any information. But you should probably be using our information, our
Well,
IDX
listen,
websites in the end.
I love that. Yeah, I agree. Here, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Is it okay if I stop sharing yours?
Sure. I
Okay.
don't know if I'm controlling it.
Okay. Mach, I'm going to stop sharing his and then we can go back to it if we need it. Here, I'm going to show you my site. And Phil, let me know when you can see it.
I see it.
Okay, good. So this is one of the things we love about being able to work with Lofty. We can identify which areas we want to just focus on for that specific IDX landing page. So if I click on Malibu, we've set it here, the boundaries to be able to showcase that. And then it shows average sales price, median sales price. Yeah, it's crazy. Don't worry about it. But more importantly for me, it gives the client what they want to see, and it gives them that information. So as they go deeper, they can go and take a look, right? I just want to go to Malibu Park. Then we have all of these different areas. This is Point Doom if I wanted to take a look at that. To me, that's powerful to be able to segment it this way, because as people are searching for it, for keywords or SEO, it helps us out as we build this out a lot more.
Exactly, Tristan. And this is part of our neighborhoods and featured areas. These are super easy to create. If you don't see the information that you absolutely love coming from your IDX websites with the neighborhood pages, you can create them yourself with featured areas. You can hone in you can even draw polygraphs if your MLS allows for it, or you can just segment certain areas and help filter results so you can show the results that you only want to. The strong thing about the IDX websites also is you have set filters that you can really curate the kind of information that you want your leads to see and be able to really, as I mentioned before, you can show your portfolio, you can show your art gallery to cater really to the kind of clients that you really want to get. And of course, our main lead capture information here, this is custom to set up too. You can put in generic information. You can make it where it can capture people right away. You can make it where it captures people after a while. You control how aggressive you want those lead capture settings to be. You can control the flow of how these people register on or how your leads register to your website. It's really easy and one of our more simple things you can set up easily in your CR or in your CMS tool.
Well, let's sign up, see what happens. Create an account. My name is Pineapple, and I got a pineapple pen. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but whatever. Let's put a fake number. I know my team's going to try to call it right now, so well,
They
that's nice.
will.
Um, okay, I'm finished. And now it's going to go through something we added here with you, right? This is an
Mhm.
option. This is what I love.
Yeah.
If you don't have
These
this turned on, please do, but this allows us to get better information through the leads that we're getting when they're being captured. How many bedrooms are you looking for? 3. How many bathrooms are you looking for? 2. Uh, Within how many months do you plan to buy a home? Well, let's go for 3 to 6 months. Do you have a house to sell? Sure, I do. And do you have an agent? No, I don't. What type of homes are you looking for? Let's go for ocean view. Obviously, these are specific to our areas here. Finished. Now the lead comes through and we go into Lofty and take a look. It will be there. But uh,
Now, one of the best things is that creates also what we call a lead score in Lofty inside the CRM that lets the end user to let the user know that, hey, this is going to be a really great lead for me. So able to push that really help nurture it. This also can help create a better experience for the AI to jump in and be able to push like on that, not necessarily push, but help nurture that lead a little bit more. So definitely really great to be able to push a sort of kind of lead score kind of idea. And as you can see here in Tristan CRM, it gives all the information to you in a note, so you're able to see some really great information.
it was assigned to Luis on my team. He's gonna call. He's always on this thing. I'm just
And as
gonna.
you see there, it
I listen.
created the
I don't
property
even
alert
know.
instantly.
I should have
Oh,
just
it's
put
already
it.
calling.
Yeah. Crap.
Already
Yeah.
calling.
I'm going to. I'm going to delete the number. That way he's
Oh.
going to call and he's going to be like, Tristan, what the hell is this? I already know. These are conversations I have with him. Oh, I'm just going to delete it.
And as you
There we
see there on the left side, it showed the lead insight score, showing how great a lead it was. It automatically sent out a property alert already for that area, so it helps curate even better experience for that lead. So Lofty, once set up, you can really just set And I don't like saying set and forget. I like to set and monitor and make sure that you're seeing the exact things you want to see and hopefully bring in the great leads for yourself.
I like it. I like it. Listen, I like to own as much of the process as possible for
Definitely.
leads coming through. I don't want to send them over to Zillow. I don't want to send them over to Redfin. I don't want to send them over to Homes.com. I want to control most of it, right? Through the nurture, through whether it's me or AI doing it, it doesn't matter. I think all of that is important in the whole process. What do you think, man?
I think that's exactly it. When we have these lofty IDX websites, you're able to control that whole flow. You don't need to send your users to Zillow or anything like that. They don't need to Google for Redfin. You have this whole curated item for them. Once they're signed up and registered, they're able to go through that whole IDX. Anything in that MLS area, it's theirs at your fingertips. So they don't really need to go anywhere else for that. And once you establish that really good connection with that lead, they're able to see this and they're able to just, at their leisure will find the best property that's best for them, or even see maybe if they're a seller lead, they can go back and they can see exactly what you've done in your work history, in your past, in your portfolio. And they're able to
Mhm.
be like, this is a fantastic. I can't wait for this agent to help me sell my house. So it definitely helps eliminate any third-party usage. They can just stay there on their Lofty site.
All right, questions. Um,
Sure.
Carl's got one for you. If you don't have an answer, I've got an answer. How can you set up a property alert for an expired listing?
So as long as the expired listings are being shown in the MLS information, it can usually be done. Sometimes those expired listings don't allow it to happen though. It's really MLS dependent. A lot of times though, the MLS on expired listings just makes those kind of like stop. So I guess the answer would be really dependent on the MLS. We definitely love to help you out. So be sure to reach out to our team. We can definitely make sure we can see if it can work out for you or not. But it's a big maybe there, Tristan.
Got it. Got it. And look, this is how we roll with it. When we're calling expireds and we feel like we connected with someone, or and they say, yeah, not right now, not right now, blah, blah, blah. So we listen, it's okay. Phil, what I'll do is I'll keep you updated on the area in your area specifically. Do I have the right email here? And I sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And they're like, yeah, here's my email. Say, great, Phil, this is what I'll do. I'm going to text you and I'm going to email you. Is that okay with you? And they're like, yes. As soon as they say yes, then we keep them updated through that. We've got their address, we add them as a contact, we tag them as expired, and then we do the whole process.
For
So
sure.
that's how we do it. Doug's got a good question. As far as Doug, let me know if I'm asking the right question for you. Those blocks on the map, like the polygonal shapes, where do you go to do that? Is that a whole separate thing, Phil?
So it's in the CMS tool inside of your system, but at the same time, it can also be in the listing tool if you're looking to make, pin down certain areas. Oh, that's one also good thing about the IDX websites. If you have an IDX website set up, you have all that information at your fingertips inside the CRM in our listing tool section. So you're able to find and curate more experiences, or if you want to do some manual home sense, you can do it that, or send out some manual listings, you can do it that way as well. But generally, it's in two places. If you're making a featured area, you can definitely go in there. If your MLS allows for it, we can do a polygon search. If we do have some newer features coming out that kind of pull back that polygon feature a little bit, just because we feel like you're able to curate better with like using additional like area code or zip codes and more centric postcodes, but you can also like help dive into areas.
Mhm.
That's only for some users. It's still testing, but we definitely do have the ability still, if your MLS allows for it, to do some polygon drawing in the featured areas. You can also do some inside your, if you're making property uh, sorry, if you're sending out property reports,
Alert?
you can,
Yeah.
yeah, alerts. You can definitely build them out there as well when you're building them out. Again, if your MLS allows for it, if it gives us the data that we're able to do it, you're
Mhm.
able to draw those there too as well. It's usually like a little marker icon at the very top left or right of your screen when you're building it on a map.
Got it. Got it. All right. Couple more questions. One, Sabrina has a really good question. Is there anywhere or anyone at Lofty, in Lofty, where we can go to get help in setting up Lofty after we've signed up?
We have some really good educational videos in our help center, but also we have a whole like courses that help people learn. If you need a little bit more hands-on approach, please reach out to our support team. Maybe have a list of items that you're looking to. If you're looking for that full experience, you do get onboarded when you do join Lofty. They do give you some information on how to best join or how best set up your systems, and they try to help you get all the information you can. But really, if you're looking for a good hands-on approach, please call our support team. We'll gladly help guide you to more success if you need it.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to share my screen just to show you where it's at, just in case you didn't know. You go to the back end of your Lofty site, go, I believe, is it the question mark or the little
Question mark. Yeah.
question?
Question
Yeah,
mark. Learning Center, Help Center.
right
You can
there.
see all of our new updates. You can suggest features from there. You can chat with support. So if you're like, hey, I really want to do this, what can I do here? So it gives you a lot of different options here. These videos are updated constantly. We do have a lot of great information in there. We try to make sure that it stays with all the most current information. So it definitely is really great resources to really learn at your own pace. I feel like a lot of people sleep on this area, but it's really good just to sit there and listen. Especially like, if you're a podcast listener, if you're listening to this in your car, sometimes it's good just to listen to that. When you jump back into the CRM, you're going to be able to see it again.
Yeah, I put up the link there, learningscenter.lofty.com/collections/courses. That way you have it. And there was another one. Let me see. What was the other great question? Great question, Sabrina. We get that one often. If you need a more hands-on approach, you can always reach out to either of us and we can guide you in the right direction. Let me go to Mark's question. Is Lofty going to have a phone number and email validation routine? If a lead is not going to leave me a valid contact information, I don't want the lead to clog up my CRM. You got muted, Phil. Not sure how that happened.
Yeah, that was weird. That popped up on
There
my
you go.
screen. We get that question a lot. And currently we do have things such as taking when a lead comes in, we'll check their email instantly for like if it's a bad email address and we'll mark it as a bad email address. So we don't so you're not sending out a bunch of bad emails for your own email reputation. The phone number is the harder one. We don't really have currently a way to be like, hey, this is completely bogus. We do some simple checks, like if it's like 555 555, whatever, it's not going to let you do that. So it definitely is a much requested feature. I see it often, and hopefully we can help make a better experience for our users to make sure that they're not getting a bunch of bogus leads, because I have seen some crazy looking leads in people's databases when I'm helping them. So yeah, I know it happens to everybody.
Yeah, pineapple pen.
I'm
Pineapple,
going to
but
use
listen,
that one for now on as my test accounts when I help people. It's going to be
nobody
pineapple test.
oh, that's the best. And also, if you're getting an email, one of the things that we do when we get no phone number, fake phone number, we've been doing this since 2011 when I discovered it. And that's you grab the email, put it into the texting section on your iPhone. And a lot of the times that will turn blue. That means you can text them. Because people tie their email to their phone number, to their iDevice, and that's probably the easiest way to communicate with these people. And you text them. That's how we do it. We've been doing it for a long time, and we've converted leads that way. So do it. Phil, what you got here?
Oh gosh, in the end of the day, we want to make sure that that Lofty and you guys make sure that we keep that search element thought process going with us. Want to make sure that all the users in your own database stay in your own ecosphere, stay in your portfolio. They only come back to your art gallery. They want to see what you curated. So it's so easy to do with our IDX websites and also with our CRM. You don't need to push them out to any other sources. You can just keep them all there. So I think it's a really perfect mix, especially when you're going forward in this new world of making sure that you get those agreements or those broker agreements. So it's super easy to do with this IDX website. You don't have to send them anywhere else.
I like that. I like that. And everyone scan that, please, so you can connect. Jeremy, I'm going to share with you. I know that Lofty doesn't have any type of verification badge, but they do have this great little thing that I love using. We do check this often. Let me open up one of our current leads, and that's this lead
Lead score.
analysis.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. For me, I'm always looking at these two: contact validity and communication. That way we know it's valid. There you go. And obviously, if they have a lot of web activities and time frames, it increases the lead score. And you can also categorize it this way so that you can start contacting those that have higher lead scores. But this is important for us, and that's how they do it. That's how we've been able to do it, Jeremy. Good question, by the way.
And you can sort
Cur-
those through pipelines and everything like that. And the best thing about those lead scores are they're fully controlled by the AI. So they're really hard to game. They're really hard for end users to game unless they sit there and spam your website. So it's a pretty solid number. I feel like that we get a lot of success on by our users when they follow those lead scores.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And for those of you who came in late, there is the YouTube link. It's being recorded now, played live streaming into YouTube. You can watch it there, slow down. We did go through quite a bit, and Phil did a great job. So, Phil, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
It's always really good talking to you, Tristan. I think we've really talked a couple of times. I'm what they call a product operations manager here at Lofty, but I used to be the support manager. If anyone ever needs any help or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to us. We're always trying to help our users and make sure that we can get you guys successful.
Indra put up a link there. If you have any questions about what Lofty is, how it works, what it costs, go there. If you're already part of Lofty, log into the back, go to the little question mark. There's a lot there. You can chat with somebody at Lofty, or you can go through and learn like you saw me do with the courses there. And obviously reach out to me. I'm on social. If you have any questions, I'll connect you to the right person. Phil, thanks, man.
Tristan, always a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.